A crime had been committed. Not a sudden theft, not an audacious heist, but a slow, creeping disappearance. Millions vanishing into thin air, hidden beneath misstatements, disguised as accounting errors. Fraud had infiltrated the system, not through brute force, but through oversight, loopholes, and a lack of internal controls. The signs were all there. Ignored journal entries, override of approvals, transactions slipping through unchecked. And the culprit? Not a lone rogue employee, but a broken system, a failure of governance, a collapse of internal controls. To prevent financial crime, one must first understand how it thrives. Weaknesses in control allow fraudsters to slip through the cracks. But a well-designed system of internal controls, that is an impenetrable fortress. Now, internal controls have 5 pillars. The first one is control environment, which is the foundation. Without an ethical culture, no system can be foolproof. Next is risk assessment, which is about identifying vulnerabilities before fraudsters can exploit them. Next is information and communication. Transparency is key because secrecy is a fraudster's best friend. Then you have monitoring activities, which is about continuous oversight. What is not reviewed is not controlled. And then you have existing control activities, segregation of duties, reconciliations and authorizations, the locks on the financial doors. A strong internal control system is not a formality. History has proved time and again that it is a difference between order and chaos, between integrity and deception. Take the case of Enron.
Biggest case of corporate fraud in history.
Enron filed for bankruptcy.
And almost 5 years of earnings had to be restated, exposing a company that was, well, not as flush and financially sound as investors had thought.
Enron Online will change the markets for many, many commodities. It is creating an open, transparent marketplace that replaces the dark, blind system that existed. It is real simple. You turn on your computer and it's right there. And if you want to do business, you push the button.
Enron was the 7th largest company in America at the start of 2001.
Enron did tens of billions of dollars in business, paid hundreds of millions of dollars in fees altogether to a who's who of Wall Street, including JP Morgan, Credit Suisse, and Merrill Lynch.
The name alone sends shivers through the corridors of Wall Street. They hid debt, manipulated profits, deceived investors, all because controls were non-existent.
Enron employees, some carrying boxes filled with belongings, leave their downtown headquarters, huddled against the cold and an uncertain future.
A house of cards built on lies. A scandal that collapsed not just a company, but confidence in the entire financial system.
People are surprised, they're shocked at the way that things went from here to there so quickly.
And I still firmly believe that as of this day. Despite what happened today, I am still a very blessed man.
Then you have Satyam Computers.
What you've just heard is an absolutely shocking confession from the promoter of Satyam Computers.
Of Satyam, B. Ramalingaraju and 5 others had some more shock coming their way.
Satyam chairman Ramalingaraju confessed to the biggest corporate scam in Indian history.
He has even written to the Prime Minister's office asking for intervention.
the masterpiece of financial manipulation. Dubbed India's Enron, Satyam was a case of management override of internal controls at the highest level. The company's chairman, Ramalinga Raju, personally manipulated financials for years, inflating revenues and cash balances by over $1 billion. Fake bank statements, forged invoices. Every possible internal control was bypassed, ignored, or overridden. And why? To maintain stock prices and investor confidence.
The Enforcement Directorate seized about 1,100 properties belonging to Raju's kith and kin and his front companies.
But when the truth came out, Satyam's stock collapsed overnight, and his leadership, they were sent to jail. At Wells Fargo.
Massive fraud at Wells Fargo Bank.
One of America's largest banks, a culture of aggressive targets led to thousands of fake accounts being opened. No one questioned the numbers until the truth came crashing down. Internal controls failed not just in process but in principle, resulting in billions of dollars of penalties for Wells Fargo, massive reputational damage, and years of regulatory scrutiny. Next, let's talk about Walmart. Whose global expansion came at a cost. Weak internal controls led to bribery scandals across Mexico, Brazil, China, and India. In Mexico, executives allegedly paid officials to fast-track store approvals.
An elaborate tale of bribery by one of the world's largest corporations, Walmart.
That Walmart's Mexico unit approached government officials at the federal, state, and local level, offering them bribes.
In Brazil, bribes secured construction permits. In China, custom officials were paid to expedite imports. In India, lobbying payments blurred legal lines.
The report by Walmart saying that $25 million was spent on lobbying activities for its entry into India.
Whistleblowers did raise concerns, but leadership ignored them, leading to $282 million in fines under FCPA, Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, and major reputational damage for Walmart. A textbook case of management override of internal controls and compliance failure at a global scale. Strong internal controls is the ultimate defense. The fixes are strong governance, which is an ethical culture from the top down, segregation of duties, ensure that no single person has control over multiple aspects of a financial transaction, regular checks, because what is reviewed is protected, and of course, automated controls. Use AI and data analytics to detect anomalies. Remember, fraud is not a single event. It's an accumulation of unchecked moments. A well-implemented system of internal controls ensures that fraudsters find no doors left open, no gaps to exploit. The best crime to investigate is the one that never happens at all.